Well, thank you very much for staying here with us on Pulse. It's time for sport. And of course, we're going into issues of the UEFA Champions League as always. It started off on a good note with big goals being scored by the big names against the less established clubs. Well, it continues today, and this time the focus is going to be on Real Madrid, the defending champions. And as was said yesterday, right here on this platform, they are the team to watch. Well, Real Madrid are going up against Apoel Nicosia at the Bernabeu, and Zinedine Zidane has been looking ahead to this game.
UEFA Champions League holders Real Madrid have had their last training session in preparation for their opening tie against Apoel Nicosia. The defending champions are looking to become the first team to win the trophy for the third time in a row.
In order to win the Champions League, we need to start with the first game and we have to perform well. So I'm just thinking about that. What I'm interested about is what we are going to do with an experienced opponent who comes here, and if they have the chance of playing well, they're going to do that.
Los Blancos will have the services of Cristiano Ronaldo to call upon. He's been serving a 5-match ban in La Liga, but he'll be back for the European outing on Wednesday.
He's very well, he's very focused on what he has to do, and he's very happy to play again because that's what he enjoys, that's what he likes, that's what he wants to do. Beyond everything that's being said, what he likes the most is playing football. I'll be very happy to see him on the pitch again.
This game is Real's chance to make amends for their last 2 home outings, in which they drew both against Valencia and Levante.
We're not worried at all. On the contrary, we know we can't be happy with the result, especially the last one with Levante. But this is football. We're definitely not going to change our work. We'll just try to play better and win the match.
All right, so these other fixtures, we'll be going through them. Liverpool play Sevilla. Porto will welcome Besiktas from Turkey. Feyenoord play Manchester City, and Apoel will go up against the defending champions Real Madrid at their Bernabeu. And of course, Tottenham Hotspurs, they play Dortmund. And remember, Tottenham Hotspurs are having loads and loads of troubles playing at that adopted home ground. We'll be talking about that as well. Leipzig will host Monaco, who are now a fertile ground for nurturing and selling talent. Shakhtar Donetsk will play Napoli, while Maribor, they play Spartak Moscow. All right, so a moment ago we were just discussing how, the man Zinedine Zidane has established himself well, both as a player and as a coach. And as we speak, well, he just needs to win the FIFA World Cup as a coach, but that's obviously a very tall order. Well, here with me, as usual, is Fifi Forson of Joy Sports.
Yeah.
Efson, thank you very much for your time.
Thanks for your time also.
Now, quick one. Yesterday we saw dominance. Chelsea scoring 6 goals. I mean, Manchester United putting up a good performance against a stronger side in Juventus. Yeah. Real Madrid going up against Apoel Nicosia. Of course, Nicosia have been a known side when it comes to this stage of the UEFA Champions League, and they've shown some consistency.
And then they are not known. They are no minnows. They are minnows, but they are not. They feel comfortable when they play against the big side because they faced Barcelona before. So again, going to Real Madrid, as the preview rightly stated, Real Madrid have played the last 2 games at the Bernabeu, and they've dropped points, and so this is a test of their character. Going into this game, they need to bounce back, and fortunately for them, they have Ronaldo coming back. He's been suspended for La Liga games for allegedly sobering the referee, so he's back in the Champions League. And
why allegedly? You saw it. It was clear.
Wow, I feel the referee should have been lenient because yesterday we saw Lionel Messi also do the same thing, but he was not sent off. So I feel the referee should have been lenient on that day. Yeah.
Well, 2 slightly different scenarios. I mean, Messi, came up against the referee, was trying to beckon him with body language and all of that. This is physical contact we're talking about here.
Messi also had physical contact with the referee, unless you didn't say it, but I saw it.
Well, I watched bits of that game, so you'd have to forgive me for that.
Okay.
Well, but this thing with big players and losing that, that will to suppress their emotions and their temperaments. What is it?
It happens, and when the game gets competitive, the big players who like to prove themselves. They like to prove their mettle. And yesterday, if you see how the game was going, Barcelona were leading, but at some point they were growing frustration because Lionel Messi was being hugged out by every move he made by the Juventus midfielders. Pjanic was on him, Matuidi was on him, so he got frustrated at some point. If you clearly saw Ronaldo's incident, he was shoved by Umtiti, but the referee decided not to whistle in his favor, and that was what called for that action. But I feel, all in all, big players are also human beings.
Which other games would you be looking out for tonight, away from this one?
Leipzig versus AS Monaco, tantalizing class. Both teams played a similar style of football, but Monaco have the upper hand because they have experience in the Champions League. Last season they were in the semi-finals. But Leipzig, in their first season in the Bundesliga, they finished second ahead of Dortmund. That should tell you that they are not a fluke. They are a good side. And they have Naby Keita, who have signed for Liverpool for a record fee. That's the African most expensive player there. So I think they have some good players, and they play some very good football. Also, Monaco also plays some very good football. But Monaco have lost a couple of players, but they have experience. As I said earlier, there is Radamel Falcao in there, and the players that made it to the semi-final, so they can do a wonderful job there.
All right, let's do some more and look ahead to it later tonight. The action will be here, and of course, we'll be bringing you updates on Joy News Prime and on the football show as well. Now, let's wrap up with a project that seeks to extol the big virtues of the late Alhaji Ibrahim Sly Tete, the founder of Liberty Professionals Football Club and one of the finest football administrators of his generation. He passed on some years back, and the body of football administrators and stakeholders have decided to put together the Sly Tete Legacy Forum, and this will have people from across the continent of Africa converge at the Tang Palace Hotel for a major exercise to start putting major structures in place to celebrate the legacy of Alhaji Ibrahim Sly Tete, the founder of Liberty Professionals, who produced the likes of Michael Essien, Sule Ali Muntari, Asamoah Gyan, Kweju Asamoah, with a tall list of other very celebrated players. Now, we get on the phone lines now to speak to seasoned sports journalist Charles Osei-Sibe, who's actually a spokesperson for the project. More importantly, a very close friend and a confidant of the late Alhaji Sly Tete. Charles, thank you very much for making the time. Now, can you give us some more insight into the Sly Tete Legacy Project?
Matt, I think you said a lot during your introduction. Sports Life is an amalgamated sports group of stakeholders in Ghana, of which you are a member. This group sat down and realized that 6 years after the demise of the late Alhaji Sly Tete, it will be important to relive the values and the model of football, he tried to bring into Ghana. We can't just let that legacy go by. So the group came together to put together this event. The whole idea is to formulate or, push the agenda of the late Sly Tete. So this year, it is not just going to be the lecture we are going to organize. Every other year, we will pick on one important aspect or model of Sly Tete and then bring stakeholders together to talk about it. We want all the things he sought to do during his leadership or management of Liberty Professionals to move on. You and I know that lately, our clubs today in Ghana took up the model of Liberty Professionals. You can talk of Inter Allies, you can talk of Brecun Chelsea, Ashanti Gold, name them, New Dubiasi. All of them took up the model of Liberty Professionals, which was instituted by Alhaji Sly Tete. We feel that he did a lot for Ghana. 6 years after his demise, we cannot just sit and look for everything he sought to do to just go by. So that's why we're putting this event together. Fortunately, we are being supported by the Ghana Football Association. And like you said, God willing, on the 22nd of this month, officially, we are going to launch the event with a lecture, the Sly Tete Legacy Lecture, and the main speaker will be the president of the Ghana Football Association. The CAF president himself, Ahmad Ahmad, is also going to be in attendance. Executive members of Confederation of African Football will also be in the country to honor the late Alhaji Sly Tete. There are other programs we have put together to make the celebration unique. You and I know that we're going to put, after the lecture, there will be a football match. Sports Live, PFAG, Liberty Oldies, and the Sports Writers Association of Ghana will engage in a gala in remembrance of Alhaji Sly Tete. We're also setting up a library in conjunction with the Ghana Football Association at the Pram Pram Center of Excellence in memory of the late Alhaji Sly Tete. So there's so much we're going to do in honoring the demise of our brother. You and I know he contributed so much. I always say that now you and I have the Tokilala, it is because of our relationship with the late Alhaji Sly Tete.
Sure.
He did a lot for journalists. He did a lot for footballers. He did a lot for football administrators. And it is for us to relive all the good things he wanted to achieve for Ghana.
So, Charles, thank you so much. And I just added Sly to your name. Very obviously, we're going to be doing some more on this project as we go along. So I would have you in the studio one of these days. Thank you very much. And of course, Fifi, thank you very much. I know you also have a lot to say about Alhaji Sly Tete, but we're going to reserve it for later. Thank you all very much for watching, and always keep it here on the Joy News channel. Remember, there's more sports news on the main news bulletin on Joy News Prime, and also later tonight with Gary L. Smith, you'd have the football show, which will review all of the big games that have been played tonight. My name is Nathaniel Atto, and I have love for sports.